Oh, all right, okay. I've got a bit of background noise. That's cool. So I was thinking to myself, building a long-term business and overcoming obstacles, and I thought, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to literally write down, because at the end of the day, I've been in the business for 3 years. So in comparison to obviously a lot of people, in particular, a lot of people in the UK, a lot of people who may have seen great success, might not have been in this business for 3 years. So, obviously after a year, I replaced my corporate income, and that has been, I haven't had to go back to work at any point in time, no matter what obstacles have come up, what hiccups have happened along the way, and trust me, there has been enough. I've always been able to continue to work from home, and that's my why. That's why I do this business. So for me, that's really, really important. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to have a little think about how have I done it. Okay, so how have I maintained and been able to build this business that 3 years on is in strongest position with the people in the team that we've got. Volume wise is looking really nice. So what have I done? So there's a few things that, and it could be different to what other people would say. One of the key things, I think, and I think this is one of the key reasons that I've been able to see this long-termness, is that obviously everybody wants to run with runners. Okay, so everybody wants a person that goes off, and I've had them within the team that have gone double diamond in 3 months, and that's amazing. It really is amazing, and obviously we value those people incredibly. But there are lots of people who are going to come into your business who aren't going to be runners, and they're not going to be these people that go off at breakneck speed and hit ruby in 60 days, hit diamond in 3 months, all of those different things. And I suppose my biggest piece of advice is whilst they might not get your complete focus, but they are going to be a very, very important part of your business, because they're the people that have heard no and still kept working, who haven't hit that bonus and haven't quit. So they actually have a resilience to this business that is absolutely crucial. And I suppose the reality is I was one of those myself. Even though I did become Ruby pretty quickly, I hit executive in Ruby pretty quickly. Diamond took me a year, and and then another year then on for triple whatever. But so that for me was one of the key things that I think is really, really important, and that's about, I suppose, recognizing. And Sven talks about a third of your time. So a third of your time is built on your own business, a third of the time is built on what they call your top 10, and a third of the time is spent with the other people. And I can say to you that some of the strongest leaders that I've had in the business are people that didn't pick it up and run with it immediately. And people who, we've got Fee on the call, who, is now a year into the business and at Ruby. Julie Burrows obviously hit Ruby after being in the business for a year. We've got Janine on the call, who signed her first distributor after 6 months. And these are key people who, if that hadn't been recognised, or, you know, that work ethic from the very beginning. So just because someone doesn't promote at breakneck speed does not mean that they are not an amazing leader, basically, is what I suppose I want to get across there. Now, on the other hand, though, that it is important to recognise people that are drainers, okay? So there are people who are going to, if you let them, drain the life out of you. That is quite simple how to put it. And whilst I'm not saying that you don't support these people and you don't look after them, that's not going to be a key focus of your time, okay? And it's hard, really, because I don't want anybody on the call sat here now thinking, am I a drainer? I can't see any drainers, just so you know. But let me tell you now, you'll know one when you come across them, okay? They are, you know, they're going to be really quite negative about the business, okay? So, as I say, it isn't necessarily that you don't support these people. And I don't really very rarely withdraw support from anybody, okay? It just might be a difference in time allocation, and that's crucial. So that's that, really. It's obviously about recognising who the people are in your organisation, and it might take you a while to do that. And I can tell you that at first, when you've only just got a few people in your organisation, there could be a drainer who you are giving so much time to, because you're thinking to yourself, they're there, I've got them. You know, you're absolutely, you want those promotions, you want those boxes filled, but just honestly don't worry too much, because you know, other people will come along, okay? So don't try and cling on, I suppose, for too long to people who aren't showing the right sort of motivation. Okay, so next thing is always wrapping people, okay? And that's really, you know, a key thing that you hear on pretty much every single call that you come on. But always have stock in, and always be wrapping people, and that is absolutely crucial. And, you know, if somebody says, I don't know, I'm thinking about it, that's fine. I would say the one thing I have, and it's interesting because I was listening to the Will Smith thing for Thingy, and there's some of the stuff I really like in there, but I always say I'm like a dog with a bone. I'm like a little terrier. And if somebody has ever told me that they're interested in wrapping, not in a horrible way, but I sort of don't give up till I've wrapped them. And if somebody has told me that they're interested in the business, then again, I don't really give up until they're joined. And that, I know some of you might be thinking, oh my God, we know what she's like. But I don't really see it as hard sales. I see it as I believe in the product and the business so much that if I'm not getting in touch with them and encouraging them to wrap or encouraging them to join, I'm doing them a disservice. And that's basically how I do it. So I am like a dog with a bone. I really am. And I would probably say I'm like that with the team as well. So I know that Tracy Pegg, and I know that probably Fee as well, would say that if I see somebody has that little spark of potential, then I sort of am on the case. So if I am on your case, that's a good thing. It's because I see that spark. So, you know, if you're on there thinking to yourself like Joe Lilly, who I'm like, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? It's it is always from a very, very genuine place. So yeah, so that's it. this is something that it probably has taken me 3 years to learn, is that the things you say no to are more important than the thing you say yes to. So what we've got is, yeah, and as I say, I think it really has taken me 3 years, because I probably am like a little dog with a bone, and I've probably been guilty of clinging on to people that are probably working. I've probably travelled, well, I don't know probably about it. I have travelled the country trying to, you know, prompt people into working. So I think that's where I've got to now. And I am getting better at that, is saying no to things that I think actually I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. But that's only recently. I would say it's probably only this year, really. I think, yeah, probably this year that I've started to do that. So learn from my mistakes on that one, because could have probably been even faster. The other thing to recognise is, we talk about your why all the time, but it really, really is so important. This came from the Mike Patillo call that, the things they're saying no to came from that as well. But what's going to keep you focused when you don't have time? Because the reality is that we are all, we all have that position where we think to ourselves, we haven't got the time to do the business, or we haven't got the time to do this. And your why is what keeps you focused at that point in time. And then something that I am anal about and always have been, and it's funny because I can go through my old notes and I will find goals. I can find goals from when I first started. I also do, so I do two things. I do all of my goals. So I like to have like 10-year, 5-year, 1 year, 6 months, 3 months, and this month. So I am quite anal on the goals that I have. And I do a lot of visualization as well. So I've got a dream board that's on the fridge. So I get to look at that every single day. And I'm constantly planning and evaluating. So I'm constantly saying, okay, how can we get there? What needs to be done? I'm really specific in what needs to happen. So I know exactly how many DTs I need, for Neil to hit diamond this month. I know exactly how many, with different scenarios as well. So, dependent on how things go. And I'm always evaluating as well. So I am really quite tough on myself with regards to, at the end of every month, I will sit down and be really quite honest with myself with regards to, well, I said I wanted this to happen, but it didn't happen, and why didn't it happen? And something I've learnt, which, is really crucial, is that is never about the team. So if I have set a goal and that goal hasn't been achieved, it's never about what happened within the team. I always take complete personal responsibility for that goal, and whether that's been achieved. So that's really crucial. And obviously, so as I'm going through that, I'm always learning. So I'm learning about myself, and I can honestly say that every single month I want to be better. I want to be better than what I was last month. I want to change the stuff that didn't work. And I'm really, I don't self-sabotage myself. So, but I am very, very open with myself with regards to what I think needs to change and what needs to happen. And I do a lot of personal development. So I listen to a lot of the US calls to keep me motivated. I do try and read every night. I often don't get many pages read because I'm too tired, but I do try and read every night, because I think, as we've shared before, what's going on in your head is the most important thing. And I just know the impact that it has, you know, on me. And so yeah, so your mind talk and self-sabotage can be lethal, so we don't want to go down that road. Another top tip for you is don't take advice or criticism from someone who you wouldn't swap places with. And I read this somewhere and I love this one, because you know, we all too often get family members or friends or, you know, people that just want to like get the little you know, remark said, or you know, you might get advice from somebody who's never even had their own business, and so you know, it's really easy. I know with Neil in particular, Jesus, Neil was a nightmare. It still is at times, but I don't take any not towards the business anyway. I won't take any advice or criticism from him, because he doesn't run his own business, so he hasn't got a clue. So so that is basically how I look at that. I've talked about being specific, and so I've told you, I've said to you that every month my goals, you know, I have 3 months, 6 months, 12-month goals. I can look back and over the years and see all of these different goals that I've set myself over the time. And a lot of those might not just be a rank. Some of those are things like, you know, I'm really clear with regards to where I want us to be as a family, where I want us to feel emotionally. And that's really crucial, because when you look back on things like that, so when I do my, you know, in particular at the end of the year, when I do my little Leonie Dawson planner, when I look back, I can see all the stuff that I've achieved, as well as obviously the stuff that I want to continue. But I don't ever go, well, that's not a goal any longer. It's not that it's not a goal, it's just that the timeline's changed. And that is really crucial, that you know, you all keep that in mind, because things happen and things don't always go to plan, but it doesn't mean that they won't happen. It just means that they haven't happened yet. So that's that bit. So I suppose it really leads us nicely into overcoming obstacles. We've all had people that have left. We've all had people that we've signed and they haven't worked. And don't obsess over those. Okay, don't worry about it. It's just all part of the journey. Fears. I think one of the biggest fears that a lot of people have is with regards to the time, because, you know, time's something that you can't get back. So the fear is, am I spending time on this business, and is it going to pay off, or am I wasting my time? And all I can say to you is that everybody succeeds in this business if they stick with it. Okay, and success doesn't have to be that you're an ambassador diamond. Success is every part of it. If you're earning commissions, then you're successful in this business. You know, that is basically it. So don't be too hard on yourself. Become a professional ignorer. I love this. This is probably about the drainers. So life happens to everybody. Nobody is immune. We've all got good days and bad days that can throw us. The professional ignorers, and I do think I am one of these to a certain extent, you ignore the ups and downs and you just stay focused. So you don't look left, you don't look right. You've got your target, and anything that doesn't help you achieve that target is ignored. Okay. And, you know, that can be messages that are coming in. You know, if you've got a message from somebody that is about, you know, they're not happy with their rap results, I'm not saying I ignore it, as in I don't respond to them, because clearly I do, you know, but I ignore it. It doesn't enter my radar with regards to the success of the business, because I know they've just not used it right. But yeah, so that's the key thing there about this professional ignoring him. Just keep completely focused on the target and ignore anything that doesn't help you achieve that target, which is quite, you know, so it's a good skill to have. Then you have, you know, in some respects, success can become a roadblock. So somebody can get paralyzed at the thought of success. So if success to you is about leaving, you know, a job that you don't really like, actually, if you get your business into a place where you can leave it, then a lot of people can get really scared by that, and then they can actually start to, you know, paralyze and self-sabotage their business, because actually the reality of it is actually quite scary. So and you actually have people who will join, but they don't actually want it to work. So, because if they make it work, then they're scared. They're scared that, you know, like I say, that they could leave their job. They're actually scared by the success of it. I had one girl who I would 100% guarantee was scared of being Diamond, to the extent that being Diamond just completely, she lost it. Completely. You know, a lot of people are scared, you know, what if somebody did actually join my team? You know, you might not realise it, but are you scared? And I think we've got Dawn on the call who could potentially be scared because of the time that it requires for us. So, you know, that's real, and it's not a bad, you know, not a good thing, obviously, but it's not something to worry about. It's just something to acknowledge. And Dawn and I have spoke about that, so I think that's it's something fair to say. But yeah, you could be really, really scared because you think to yourself, well, actually, if I have these people and they do join my team, how am I going to look after them? Am I going to know enough? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And so, yeah, so that can be a big obstacle that people come across, is actually they're scared of what the success can mean. The nice thing is that the majority of people I'm working with at the moment, when I say here about taking the option to quit away, I know that there are so many people that I'm working with at this moment in time that have just not even got that option. It isn't even not there. Doesn't matter if there's, you know, hiccups along the way. It's just completely not there, and that honestly puts you in a really, really different frame of mind. The minute you go, okay, it might take me 5 years to get to where I want to, it's a powerful place to be. And I was on a call once and they said, give this company 5 years and they will teach you how to make $100,000 a month. And I think when you put that into context of where you are now, so, you know, if you have another job at this moment in time, if, you know, could you earn that? Could you earn that in a year, in 5 years' time? And I know for me it wasn't a possibility. You know, I worked in a corporate role, but what would have been required time-wise for me as a mum, you know, with a family as well as working, it would have been impossible to have earned that a year in 5 years. So sometimes I think you just have to sort of just remember that long-term picture. And your figure might not be 100k a month. You could go, do you know what, if it takes me 5 years to earn 10k a month, I know for me that's pretty motivating. You know, that's a very, very motivating place to be. And if I have to work 5 years in this business to make that happen, then I'm quite prepared to do that, to be honest. That's not a bad place to be at all. Yeah. And then there was another thing that was just talking about separating temporary and permanent failure. And you have to fail to succeed. You have to do things wrong. You have to see things that don't go to plan. Because you know what, if you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself enough anyway. You're not trying different things. You're not putting yourself in that position. If you don't put yourself in a position where you can fail at things, then you won't succeed. I can tell you now that last year, I put myself massively in a place where I could fail with regards to the Ideal Home Show in London. I needed, I think it was 57 people to fill the spots of the Ideal Home Show in London. I have absolutely no idea why I decided to do that show, if I'm honest. Clearly a very good sales lady who is on my Facebook, and I would love her to join the business from the Ideal Home Show. But yeah, I really did put myself in and I don't think I failed, because we did fill the spots and we paid for the show. But I can't say it was my most defining moment in the business. And however much I do love the Ideal Home Show, this year, that was one of the things that I learned to say no to, because it took up so much emotionally for me and time-wise. And then I was organising this show and most of the people weren't even on my team. I think I helped Team Rat Right more than what I helped my own team, because they were all at the bloody Ideal Home Show London. Which, it wasn't a bad thing, because it got me in a really good place and I got to meet lots of lovely people and they really recognised that I was wanting one mission and all the rest of it. But the truth was, you know, that for me was something it was a huge learning. I was like, no, we won't be doing that again in a hurry. Yeah, so we all have them. And I genuinely think if you're not having them, then you're not pushing yourself. Then, does anybody want to say anything? Has anybody got anything to add? Because I'm just sitting here talking to myself. I know you're listening, I know you're listening. It's really bizarre, isn't it? When you've got kids, they never listen to you, and yet you come on a call and you've got all these people just sat there listening. Just not used to it. And so, as I say, I listened to the Will Smith little video and I've shared it. So do have a listen to it. I've shared it on my Facebook. I've said that I'm doing the team call. Because if I would say save it, you know what, actually save it, because if you are having a day where you think to yourself, oh my God, I don't know what am I doing? And we all have them regularly. He is really, really very, very inspiring and motivating. So he starts off by talking about how greatness is not elusive, and it's not just for special people, that it's for everybody, which I really, really love that. I think that's really, really nice. Important for us all to believe that and know that.
Mummy wants you to make her a coffee.
Oh, who wants a coffee? Is that you, Joe?
Yeah.
Can I have one as well? I'd like one as well. Can I have a coffee too? Oh, bless.
Can I have a Bailey's in mine?
Oh, yeah, to be fair. Yeah, maybe Becca would be better. Oh,
Coffee makes you sleepy.
I've had a long day.
Oh, bless you.
Makes you sleepy.
And he also talks about, so he's just really, really great. I'm not going to do it justice. You're going to have to watch the video. But he talks about, he knows who he is and what he believes. And he was obviously brought up with some really, really amazing beliefs. So he was talking about how his parents told him that it doesn't matter where you are, that you're always becoming something greater, which I thought was just amazing. It's so apt for this business. It's brilliant. He also talks about, which I thought was really nice, is how he doesn't feel that he's actually the most talented, but that he excels at having the most ridiculously sickening work ethic with regards to he just will not stop until he does what he wants to do. And he was talking about when someone's sleeping, he's working, and when someone's eating, he's working. And it was quite amusing because I was actually watching that while eating my dinner, and it took me a little bit, that did. I was like, yeah, that's me, eating and working.
Yeah.
And he said that he gives this, he talks about being on a treadmill, which I can't relate to because I wouldn't kill myself on a treadmill. But that people might be more cleverer than him, or that he might be more talented than him, but that they won't beat him on a treadmill. So he was like, if I'm on that treadmill, I'm going to die rather than get off before that person. And I do think you do have to have, I think that's like me with my constant messaging, you do have to have that tenacity and that grit to just, just do what it takes. Then obviously there's the whole thing about the pursuit of happiness, and don't ever say there's something that you can't do. And there's that little moment in the film, isn't there, where he's got his actual real son, who is his son in the film. And he, these are all moments that have come from his childhood. So he was saying that his dad knocked down a wall and got him and his brother to build it. And they both looked at him and said, but we don't know how to build a wall. And he told them just to get each brick and lay it as perfectly and as well as that they could do, and just do that every day and tackle it one brick at a time. And then it showed you the picture of the wall that they built. And I just thought that is so perfect for this business. We don't have bricks, we have wraps. And it really is about building your business one wrap at a time. It really is, because you never know who you are putting that wrap on. So don't get overwhelmed and don't think about the bigger stuff. Obviously we're going to have your goals and you're going to have your dream boards and everything. But it all boils down to who are you wrapping and who are you talking to about wrapping. That is it. It really is that simple. And then he talks really nicely about, I don't know if he's quite political, so I don't really know enough about Will Smith, because this could actually be that he's some American psycho, that isn't really that, do you know what I mean? He might have some really, really way out views. But I liked, he was talking about how he wants to do good, how he wants to do good with his life. He wants his work to mean something. And he said, if you're making someone else's life better, if you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. And again, it was just also apt with our business, because obviously we wrap people to make them feel good about themselves, body confidence wise, and we do it with the business as well. So that was really nice. And he also taught, and I loved this bit, there's no reason to have a plan B because you believe in plan A. Love that. So if anybody thinks to themselves, what's my plan B? Don't stop. You don't need one. Just believe, 100% believe in this opportunity, in this product, in this business, and you don't need a plan B. You really don't. And then he was talking about nicely followed on. There's a certain delusional quality that all successful people have, and you have to believe that something different can happen. So I think Neil would particularly agree. I'm probably delusional at times, but you just have to believe. You know, when he was saying to me, how are you going to get your commissions to go from that to that? And I just said, well, I got them to go from that to that. So if I can get them to go from that to that, then I can get them to go from that to that. And yeah, you just have to believe that you can make something different happen. And it finished on, the bit I finished on, sorry, because I didn't have to listen anymore, was that being realistic is the most commonly travelled road to mediocrity. And I love that. That's just amazing, isn't it, really? So don't be realistic. I don't think she's on the call. I think I regularly tell certain people off if they say I'm just being realistic. They get a proper telling off on Messenger. Dawn probably at some point definitely has been told off for that phrase, I would imagine. But yeah, don't. And Amanda's been told off for that as well.
Maybe you're laughing.
Are you laughing because you know you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be realistic. Don't, because you know what?
I've given up on being realistic now.
There's you know, it doesn't. You can be realistic about many things. Don't be realistic about this business. Okay, be realistic about how much money you've got in the bank when you go shopping. Yes, obviously. You know, I'm not saying go out and, you know, bankrupt yourself and all the rest of it, but when you're setting yourself your goals for the month, and when you're setting yourself your goals for, you know, a year, 5 years, 10 years time, don't be realistic then. Just really do go big then. And that's I would, you know, I love this business more than anything for so many different reasons, but what it's enabled me to do dreaming wise is one of my favorites, especially when the boys dream big as well. That's just amazing. So that was it, guys. I've whisked on. So is anyone feeling that they've got any particular roadblocks at the moment, or any obstacles that they've come across that they might want to chat and that we can all feed into? I know Tracy's had one today, haven't you, Tracy Edwards?
Yeah, I'm driving, so sorry, you're just seeing my little treat.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, no, I did have a horror today, but the biggest thing for me just now is Tara and how I get her business moved to someone else.
Yeah.
Because she's not going to do it, and I don't want to lose that volume because that keeps me at exec.
Yeah.
And it's good volume that's under there. I know it's good loyal customers that's under there that's not just going to disappear. So I saw that clause that says as long as it works agree in writing. So I don't know, did I take that up with Ike Global, or do I just send an email and ask the question?
I would just send the email and ask the question about that one.
Okay. And then today just sucked. Because I got up this morning and I was tired because I didn't have to go to that shitty job today. I was high because I got to see Kelly, but hey ho, there'll be another one.
Oh, I think we're losing you. Did Kelly ring you back, Tracy?
I lost you now.
Yeah, I think
No, and I rang the shop 3 times today just to see if it was open, and no, it wasn't open all day. Or so I don't know. I'll try her tomorrow. I'll give her tomorrow, because in case something happened today,
Yeah.
tomorrow morning. If not, I'll try her tomorrow once and see what she says. But she was so keen.
Did you leave a message, Tracy?
I don't know how good they are at things like that. See, I mean, they don't even ask you to leave a message on their answer machine. They just say,
Right.
if you've got this answer machine, we're busy or we're closed. So
Right.
I think I'm better chancing it just to get them on the phone rather than getting dinged on PM.
Yeah. Well, if they're not answering, I'll ring. Because they won't know my number, will they?
Yeah, no, I even tried it in the house to say, I'm on it. But we'll see. It was just, I'm not going to let it get to me. I was annoyed, but it's not the end of the world.
It's just frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not like it was next door, you know. It's like you say, I drove for an hour to get
I know.
Hey ho. I just drove for an hour to take Megan to pipe band practice, and we've got one in the bloody village that we live in. This is not my day.
Oh, bless you.
Oh.
Oh.
I've got one then, Mel, at the moment. I've got like a big load of potential DTs, 11, which I am struggling to convert, but I'm building relationships with all of them, and I know that it'll happen and stuff like that. But I was given, I sent 6 messages on Thursday, Friday. 4 of them were to people who had been personally referred to me. So I sent them a message saying that, oh, can you see me? Oh my God, funny. Sorry.
Have we lost you? Oh, we've lost her. We keep losing everybody. Okay, we'll wait for Fee to come back. I can't even answer it because we didn't get to the end of the thing, did we? So, does anybody else have any? Dawn, Ali's got. I haven't replied yet to that email message. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Ali's got. So Ali's had 36 appointments. Is that right?
32 or 36. I was amazed when she told me. She's been all over the place.
So she's had 32 appointments and oh, take care, Amanda, darling.
See you later.
32 calls, appointments.
Yeah.
Salons.
Salons, yeah.
6 people to follow up with.
Yeah, but she's struggling to close them, basically.
Okay. Might just be worthwhile her sending over. Is she doing that on Messenger?
No, well, she's been physically visiting everywhere.
Yeah, but what I mean is so has she got text messages, or is it all on the phone, or is it all face to face?
I don't know. Didn't get a chance to ask her about that when I saw her brief. We only saw each other briefly on Saturday, so not had a chance to catch up since.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's find that out then. So we'll send a little message out and find out what sort of communication is taking place.
Yeah.
I
think she just
can't have visited and gone back into 32 salons to get 6. There must be some other form of communication going on.
I think it's a case of out of the 32, most of them said no for whatever reason, but then the 6 are like, oh, we'll have a think about it, kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
That's the stage we're at.
Yeah. So we just need to wrap them.
Right.
That's the key there. I would say just get them wrapped.
Yeah.
She wants to do a trial.
Well, £15. Do it like that.
You could do, because they're all salons, so you could say do a £15 trial at our cost price because you're a salon and a potential distributor.
Right.
That's an option.
Yeah.
It might be worthwhile just getting Ali to give me a call.
Yeah, I have asked her to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
but she's got the flu as well now. So.
Oh no.
Yeah. Flu, and it's patch changing day as well, so she's more fiend up. Otherwise, she'd have been on the call.
She did come on earlier. It clicked up saying Ali May, and it clicked off again.
Oh, right. That must be when she downloaded it then, and
Yeah, bless her.
she fell asleep.
Oh. So yeah, so we'll have a chat to her about that. So Fee, we got to.
Sorry,
You've had 6
sorry.
referrals. No, it's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so I sent. I've got a potential DT at the moment who is interested. I'm going back and forward all the product info and everything at the moment. She then personally referred 4 people to me. So I messaged all of them. She told me to find them on her Facebook page and everything like that. So I've messaged all 4 of them, and rather than it being, it's not completely cold calling, I've mentioned her name, that, you know, I got the details from her, and that she thought they might be interested in seeing the products, right? Pretty short and sweet. But not one of them has replied. Like, and now this has only been since Thursday or Friday. So I'm used to getting no's if I'm cold calling. Okay,
Yeah.
I can expect that. It's like, nah, that's it, or just not a reply. But I kind of expected that I would get something back from them. And it's also the same. I was at a wrap party last week with 4 people. I signed 2 of them, and the other 2, they went away. One had just had been using the cleanser and everything, and she wanted to just see what it was like overnight and everything. She's like, come back to me. They both joined me on Facebook. I sent them a message to say, hey, how'd you get on with it? What do you think? Do you want to put in an order? Nothing back from them. I can see that they've all seen them.
Yeah.
But no one has replied. I had another, my 3 potentials, like really, really good potential DTs from the show, were, I emailed them, and the one that said she was going to sign in the salon, I've emailed Anne, then went through her Facebook to try and get hold of her. I can see that they've seen it, but they're not replying. So I'm kind of like, now, where do I go from here? Like, how long do I leave it before I go back? Because I don't want to annoy them. I'm kind of thinking, are they maybe the same as me, that they've been on the lash all weekend for the bank holiday, and I should give them a bit of time? Like, you know, I don't know. I don't know, especially because, you know, I don't want to start annoying them and then put off the potential DT that I had there as well, you know. But I mean, the leads that she was giving me were really good. I mean, one woman, it was like, oh, my daughter works in this salon. They're just building on, and they're looking to go in. It's a hair salon going into turning into beauty treatment rooms.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time to get them. She'll definitely have a look. Tell her I sent you. And I'm not getting anything. I'm not even getting a reply from them. So I'm kind of now, yeah, I'm unsure when to go back to them. If I do, what do I say? Kind of a.
So they're all potential distributors then?
Yeah, probably out of
Wow.
4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 potential DTs there. That, you know, I mean, I've even got that girl that I met at the show. She was like, she's on holiday on the 8th of May. She wanted to she was going to take 2 wraps, and she went, I'll come back for the 2 wraps, but she gave me all her information. She said, when I come back off my holiday after a week, come and see me in the salon and we'll get signed up and everything. I'm happy to do it. So I had a reason to go back to her, because she never came back for the 2 wraps. Or I didn't think, we'd been that busy, but I didn't think she had come back for the wraps.
Yeah.
So I contacted her saying, you know, it's local. I can go drop them in for you. Do you want me just to bring them to you? and then you can have your 2 wraps and try them before you go away on holiday, and then when you come back we'll get you signed up like you wanted. Nothing back. So, but I mean, I've emailed her now, then I've kind of went through Facebook and I've messaged her there, and now I'm like, I just don't know how far to push it and how quick.
So have you got her phone number?
I've got the salon. Well, I could get the salon number.
Yeah, maybe just ring them.
And would you ring them now, or do you think 3 times in 1 week is like starting to harass her? Do I leave it till she comes back and then go in after her then?
You say, I don't really class an email, because the thing is, if you're anything like me, I don't really reply well to emails.
Yeah, I'm not that great either. Yeah,
I'm really quite poor at replying to emails. So the only thing really you've got is that you've connected with her on Facebook and said hi. I would just give the salon a call.
Yeah.
I would definitely give the salon a call.
Okay, and the other ones as well then. So the four that I got personally referred, do you think that I should try and contact them at their work rather than through Facebook like she asked me to, or what? I mean,
yeah, maybe just give them a call, because the thing is, when they hear your voice, it's
Oh no, I'm definitely not interested. I'm only joking, Fee. Mwah! I love you, Fee.
I think
I'm only joking.
Voice, it's warmer. They can hear your excitement. It's harder. You know, I mean, obviously, when I met, can't say her name properly. When I met Granier at, I can be like really. Well, I've had to send her an email today. Really quite blinking one, and but when you meet them face to face, or you're on the phone, you're nowhere near as bolshy, I don't think, are you?
Yeah. So if I only sent them the kind of emails Thursday, Friday, should I give them towards the end of the week to kind of reply to me on Messenger or all that, or should I just jump in now?
It might be worth picking your time, like an evening. So
I was going to say, the only thing I would say is with salons is if I was going to ring them, it would actually probably be tomorrow, purely because I would imagine Thursday and Fridays are going to be busier days for them. So if you don't do it tomorrow, then you're really probably going to have to wait until next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Because then they're not going to want to talk to you on the Saturday, and they're going to be shut Sunday and Monday.
And would you phone or would you just go in? Because they're all local.
Oh, if you can walk in, walk in.
Yeah.
Would you?
Oh, yes, definitely. If you can walk into a place, you'll 100% get a better response. Don't wear your T-shirt, by all means, but don't walk in with like a folder or anything like that. I would just walk in as you, Fee, with your handbag, with your Blitz card in there, with your phone, with a few photos on it, and just say hi, I've just popped in. I've been put
I sent you a message. Yeah,
I have sent a message, but I'm in the area.
Yeah.
Have a day of pampering, Faye. Go and see each salon and have
I'll just book
eyebrows done in one, and eyelash tint in another, nails in another, wax in another.
Yeah.
Doing it be well chuffed.
Yeah, be like that. By the way,
imagine. It'd be like, any chance it's earning us money instead of costing.
I know.
I had a haircut last week, and I might have a pamper party out of it. So,
well done. There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's another one I've got as well. One of the women who came to the show was an email. She really fancied a wrap party. And she's like that, would you come to me? Absolutely, no problem at all. Send her an email, nothing. I'm like, hey, just let me know when. And I've like literally, I'm actually starting to think that my kind of iPad and my phone are broke, because I'm like, I'm not even getting a no. You know, I'm expecting like, nah, you know, or whatever, but I'm like literally getting zero. You know, it's
I've had
frustrating.
nothing. Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing. I've sent text messages, emails, and everything, and had nothing. Nothing
Yeah.
back. It's frustrating.
Yeah, no, I've not had anything back. And obviously, one of the girls that was really keen was the one that Tracy went to see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Oh well, we'll keep at them.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it is definitely. Keep going. It's interesting though with what we were just chatting about with email, because I use MailChimp, and I would say maybe last year, definitely the year before. So when I did my double, oh God, we've got children in the background now. I could send a MailChimp out and always got an inquiry. I would always get an inquiry. And I just wonder whether people just don't use their emails.
Anymore.
Because my MailChimps now, I'm getting nothing back from them. And I'm not too worried about it. It's not like it's a really time-consuming thing that I do. So because they're all on there already, you know, if I do a show, it takes me about 5 minutes to put the emails on there. And when I do a MailChimp, it only takes 5 minutes to send it out. And in fairness, Gemma, who signed Julie, who signed Fee, I got Gemma from MailChimp. So there's part of me that's like, I can't give it up. I wouldn't have look at all the people I've been missing. I mean, Gemma didn't do anything, but look at Julie and you know. It really went for it. So yeah, so I think with the MailChimp, maybe there's something going on with email. Maybe there is. Maybe people just, as I say, I very rarely, I go into my emails just to check, but I don't really use them to communicate with people.
Because I'm wondering whether at the show what we should have done, rather than email then, was we all had our mobiles there, right there and then, would just be to say, hey, are you on Facebook?
Yeah.
And just join
definitely.
them. Or let, you know, join them into your business page right there and then you're kind of bypassing the email side of it, you know, because God, I mean, how many emails have I come back with, you know?
If I hadn't had, I've been using the mobile numbers as well to try and get hold of people, because some of the emails that I've got pinged right back to me. So I use loads of email addresses, sending out quick sort of email messages that saying what was, you know, blah blah blah. De nada. So frustrating. But that's just one of those things you just got to get on with and go again.
Julie has asked exactly the same thing. Have you had any takers, signers from the beauty show? It's unusual that we've not had this. It is unusual. I do think it's probably a long game, and I think going in, definitely, if they're local, go in and see them. I would say if you've got their mobile number, something I'm doing now is I'm adding every single person who I've ever got a mobile number for from an event, and that was predominantly my weekend, is now a contact on my phone. So when I go into Facebook and I go into, I think if I go into friends, let me just check. Yeah, if I go into friends, if I then click on, it says contacts. And it only puts all of so anybody who's on Facebook that is a contact in my phone, it recognises them.
Ah!
It's amazing.
Oh, I might have to do that because I could do that from the ones I got from the Grange Manor show as well. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
It is.
Right,
And
okay.
oh my God, honestly, I've got loads of them. So I'm going to go through them and sort of make sure. So I'll go through them, and if there's anybody specifically from the show, I'll go in, because my cover photo is now obviously about the wraps. After seeing that little top tip, I've changed my cover photo. So if they see it, they're going to be like, oh, it's obviously a business thing. So it'll either go one way or another. But yeah, so that's what I've started to do, so that I can go in and I'd say obviously, yeah, the quicker we do that, the better.
Yeah. Okay. Good idea.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah. It's also a very interesting exercise, and Julie Burrows is finding out who in your contact list has unfriended you.
Oh no, I'm not even looking at that. That'll just upset you.
I did know most of them. I knew most of them, but it was just quite funny. I was like, oh yeah, oh okay.
All right, you need to tell me now. I'm gonna have to do it now.
Yeah, just go into friends.
Friends, right?
Go into friends, and at the top it'll say search, requests, contacts, friends, outgoing.
Yeah.
So you can look at contacts, and then it'll come up with all the people that are on Facebook. Because if they've got their mobile number on Facebook, you see, then it links it. And it shows you.
All right.
It's good, isn't it? Mine's full of old distributors that used to be on the team that have now unfriended me.
Oh.
I can't find that on mine.
You have to be a professional ignorer at that point. What, on your phone, Dawn?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have a look. We'll have a look when we're next together, and I'll show you.
Yeah. I think a load of my friends have unfollowed me.
That's okay.
Yeah, because some of them, they're not even liking Toby's photos now. And
that's just mean. Yeah, you do get you will, because I know that I see people that like the kids' photos, and I think, oh, you can still see me then.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I get that as well.
But you know what? I unfollow so many people now that
I do
take it personal.
No.
And you don't know, they might just not have seen it, Dawn.
Yeah.
You might just not show in their news feeds.
No, because they've unfollowed me.
Yeah. Right, Joe sent me a message. Hold on, what was Joe's message? Oh, right, okay. When you've held a wrap party and everyone is really pleased with the results, how do you get them to bite and sign up, especially when they say they can't afford it?
Yeah. I did a wrap party. Sorry, I'm full of hay fever. I did a wrap party just over 2 weeks ago, and out of the 10 ladies that got wrapped, I think 8 of them had fantastic results.
Yeah.
They were really pleased, really keen. I explained to them about the loyal customer, where they didn't have to sign up any fee prior to joining up. And they said, oh, what a fantastic idea, but I can't afford it at the minute. So yeah. I've got all their details anyway, because they were all going on a girly holiday a few days later. So I haven't contacted them. I thought I'd contact them after they come back from their girly holiday.
Yeah.
And take it from there. One of the ladies I go to a gym class with on a Saturday morning. And she's been telling me for the last 2 weekends how fantastic she feels after having the wrap. And I keep saying, are you going to join? Are you going to sign up as a loyal customer? Because I got one lady out of it as a loyal customer. So she's thinking about it. And then the lady that I've booked the next wrap party with knows this lady.
Yeah.
And she also works in a hair salon in my village. So, and I'm hoping that the girls that go to her party are quite young. She comes across quite young, so I think I'm going to have younger girls there. So at the minute I've only got 6 going, but there's a possibility that there's going to be more.
Wow.
So it's just having the confidence to say, okay, you've not got the money at the moment. Can I keep your contact details to contact you in the future?
Don't ask. Don't ask. They're given the opportunity to say no.
Oh, I'm too polite.
No, well, you've got to stop.
I would say if you've got people like that, I would say a great tip for that is you've got their details now, they're watching what you're doing, and the next time we have a bog off that comes on or a great offer like that, straight back at them. That's when to do it, is because you're going back with them with, hey, you know, I know you said you don't say that, but I know they said that they can't afford it then, but look, we've got this brilliant offer right now, and I tend to go back to the one that you'd offer on something else to offer them.
It's just, I would just say, chat to them.
Yeah.
Get in touch with them all, ask them if they had a good girly holiday.
Yeah.
You don't even have to mention wraps.
No.
Oh, did you have a nice holiday? They'll come back and they'll go, oh God, yeah, I definitely need a wrap now.
Yeah. Okay.
And you go, oh, that's amazing. And they go, oh, but I still can't afford it. And you go, that's okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then, like Fee says, you just send them little messages, you know, if there's an offer on. I might send them stuff that says, I might send them if somebody's had a great wrap result, I might send that to them and just say, oh my God, thought you would love this. Check out this latest wrap result.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I've got all their details anyway, so I'll definitely do that. They come back today, so I'll contact them probably on Thursday.
Yeah, definitely.
And then sort of take it from there. But so
but like Pete says, they're on your page, they're seeing you. Make sure that they're in your top 20 people. So make sure that they're on See First. So every time they put a picture on Facebook, you're liking and commenting on it, because then you're in the head then.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't mean that in a freaky way. I just mean as in they see your name and they go, oh, I forgot about them wraps.
Yeah.
Because they do, you know, it's not as on their mind as what it is on obviously ours. So, it's just that little, and build a relationship, comment on the statuses. So make sure that you're seeing their stuff first. Make sure that you're regularly liking and commenting the stuff.
I did find that when I first joined It Works, I did a wrap party. They were really interested in the party presentation pad thing. But this time, the party that I did, they were not interested in the party presentation at all. They were just interested in the products. They didn't want to know about the party pad. And I felt a bit not disheartened by it. But I was trying to tell them how wonderful the products were and how, what they could gain from being a loyal customer and distributor, but they just weren't listening. And I just wondered.
Oh, I've been there, done there, got the T-shirt. Honestly, I can remember doing one, and I was like, I went home and I thought, you haven't listened to a word I said.
No. And I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong.
No, it's just people.
Okay.
No, I'm sure you're not doing anything wrong. As long as you're sat in front of them and you're excited and you just, Geez, even at Melissa's launch party, Melissa wasn't listening to me do the party pad. She was a bloody nightmare. She kept chatting. And I'm
Okay.
like, I'm gonna have to tell you off in a minute because you keep chatting. But
Okay, cool.
you know, so honestly, it is no reflection on you. Well, I hope not. If it is, then it's a reflection on me as well. So
No, definitely not.
but no, honestly, sometimes some people just, at the end of the day, they've got together with their friends. They might not see them that often. If they were excited about the product, then brilliant.
Yeah.
One way I tend to approach it with sometimes is, night, Rebecca.
Bye.
That's one way I tend to approach it is I will actually call it and say, okay, guys, I'm going to go through this bit because this bit tells you all about everything. This is the most salesy that it gets. And then once I've gone through this, then we can just sit and have a chat. And then if you call it out and then they go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you go, right, I have to tell you, I just have to tell you this bit of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some wrap parties, people just don't want to be loyal customers.
No.
Claire was at 2 wrap parties that I did. That was 3 years ago. She never joined as a customer. She had amazing results and she loved them. And everybody there there was only 5 people there. Diane, who used to do the parties, was very clever. She always got 4 people to come and buy a wrap. So she got a free one, but she didn't invite any more people. She got 4 definite people. She was very clever at getting her free wraps with only 4 people. Then she'd have another party and get another 4. But I've never got a loyal customer or distributor from those parties, other than Claire, who waited 3 years, and it was only after Melissa joined that she joined.
Okay. So I feel quite proud that I got a lower customer out of it then.
Exactly. Honestly, babe, you wrapped 10 people in one night.
I know, I was bloody knackered.
I know, I was when I did 8 one night.
As soon as I'd wrapped one was in, then the other one was out. Oh my God.
No, sorry, I did 9. I did 9 because it was literally, I knew because it was like, Jesus, 9 5s are 45. And the minute I'd stopped wrapping them, I was like, oh my God, I've got to start unwrapping them now. And I didn't even I didn't get a chance to go through the party pad at that party because I was like, as fast as I was wrapping them, then the person that had wrapped first, it was their time to come off.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. It was just non-stop all the time and taking before and after shots of them. Then my phone decided to die. I was like, oh my God. But I managed to get the after photos as well. But it was hard work. I was absolutely shattered when I got home, but it was well worth it. So I think if I'm going to do 10 again, I definitely need.
You definitely need somebody there, babe. 100%.
Yeah.
Anything, I would say if you've got 6 confirmed, then I know Tracy said that she needs.
Yeah.
That she'd come and help you.
No, that's great.
From the wrap party that I did, that Claire was there, not one of them sent me their after photo either.
Did they not?
No, including Claire.
Oh no, I've got everybody's before and after shot.
I said, I've got your before photo and I've got your after 45 minutes, but you never sent me your after.
I don't know. So
but then I've got it on email and I didn't ask for it either, so that's as bad. But so don't take it personal.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna head off now.
These ones seem to go on for ages.
So night everybody.
Yeah, night Joe. I think we've lost Jade, haven't we, Janine? Is Jade?
Yeah, she came in on her mobile and she kept losing signal and stuff, so we'll catch up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow then.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about
I've forgotten it was 8 o'clock. I can't get used to these Tuesdays.
To be fair, it's an absolute nightmare the earlier time for me with the boys.
It's on a Tuesday, a nightmare, and I'd forgotten anyway that it was Tuesday. It was 8 o'clock, so I'm so sorry. Nikki texted me saying, "Are you not on?" Oh, what?
Oh, bless! Don't worry about it, darling. Honestly.
So apologies.
That's okay. I think we've all got to get used to it, but it does seem to be working so far.